Hello everyone and welcome back to Sign Language Worship. My name is Mandy and I'm so glad that you are here. So it's another Monday, which means a new song, and this week we're going to be learning House of the Lord by Phil Wickham. Now, this is a pretty simple song in terms of vocab, but it is a quick song. So if you really like the song but just find it a little too quick, there is an acoustic version that you can purchase as well that goes a little slower. But I'm going to be signing the one from the music video where he's dancing in a church, because that's just my favorite version. Okay, so before we get started, remember, I am left-handed. That means if you are right-handed, you're going to mirror my signs. If you look below the video in the description, there's a link to print off lyrics. I use them too. See, look, you just can't see. Okay, there's the lyrics. It's a lot easier when you're signing to have the lyrics in front of you. Last but not least, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so we are going to do this again in 4 parts. So today we are going to learn verse 1 and also the chorus. Okay, so verse 1 starts with, we worship the God who was. So for we, you're going to make a W. Okay, that's how you make a W, and you go shoulder to shoulder. Okay, we, and then worship, kind of have hands like this, clasped together, worship. Okay, worship. We worship the God who was. God, you're going to make the letter B, and you're going to go down the middle of your face. The God, and then who was, it's behind you. Okay? Back then, in the past. So, we worship the God who was. We worship the God who was. And now the second line is very similar. We worship the God who is. So that's we worship the God, and then who is now or today. So for that, you use those Y hands. Okay, palms towards you, bring them down. Okay, we worship the God who is, and then we worship the God who evermore will be. We worship the God. And then in the future or always, so you have your index finger up in a fist like this, you go around, turn it around to that Y hand forever, okay? We worship the God forever. And then I will probably leave will be out, but if you wanted to, you could do will is straight out from your cheek, and then be is a B out from your chin. Okay, but for simplicity's sake, because it's busy, you probably just want to say forever, like in the future. He opened the prison doors. So pointing to God in heaven, he, and then opened. So you have doors here, and then you're going to open them like this. Okay, open, and then prison doors. So you have your hands like this. So you have your fingers kind of spread out, and then bring them together, and you almost see, it's almost like a chain link fence, okay? And you tap them twice. Prison. Okay, you open the prison doors. We're just going to sign prison because he opened the prison. He opened the prison, and then he parted the raging sea. He parted. Pull something apart, okay? He parted, and then the raging sea, water, a W at your chin. I turn just so you can see the W. You don't have to turn. Okay, water, and then show the waves. Okay, the raging sea. He parted the raging sea. My God, he holds the victory. My God, he, and then holds, grab onto something, holds, and then victory is kind of similar to that. You kind of go up your non-dominant arm like you're cupping something, and then you're celebrating. Okay, celebrating. Now you'll see my hand position like that is like this. Sometimes you'll see people do V's, okay, and that's acceptable too. And that's the chorus. Hey, let's take it from the top and practice a few times. We worship the God who was. We worship the God who is. We worship the God who evermore will be. He opened the prison doors. He parted the raging sea. My God, he holds the victory. Let's try again. We worship the God who was. We worship the God who is. We worship the God who evermore will be. He opened the prison doors. He parted the raging seas. My God, he holds the victory. One more time. Just practice, 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 guys, and it'll become really smooth and familiar to you. We worship the God who was. We worship the God who is. We worship the God who evermore will be. He opened the prison doors. He parted the raging seas. My God, he holds the victory. Okay, now we'll move on to the chorus. You know what, guys? There's joy in the house of the Lord. Okay, so joy is like this, happy. Okay, occasionally you might see people do J's, and that's okay too. Joy, happy. Okay, so you have your two hands nice and flat, and just at your ribs, happy, happy. Okay, I generally do one that's a little higher than the other, but it's a pretty universal sign that people know that's happy. Okay, there's joy in the house of the Lord. So the house of the Lord means the church, right? So rather than saying the house of the Lord, this is fast, so we're going to say there's joy in the church. Okay, so you have your non-dominant hand out like this, and then you do a C on top. Okay, there's joy in the church. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord. And then today, we already learned that. Now, you know those Y hands, bringing them down. Now, we won't be quiet. So, and now this is really important because it goes fast in here. When we sign don't, which is kind of like your thumb is up a little bit and you're coming out from your chin, make sure that you show nope, okay, no, to make sure it's clear. Because the last thing you want to say is we're quiet, right? We're saying we are not quiet, okay? So we're not quiet. So quiet, you kind of like shh, like a librarian, and then it comes to peace. Okay. Now, another alternative, especially if you're signing with kids and you want to keep it simple, you could say that we are loud. Okay, we are loud. You could do that too if you wanted. We're loud. Okay, and that's just hands opened. You know, you kind of point your ears and then, it's really loud. But I'm going to do is we won't be quiet. And then we shout out your praise. We shout your praise. Okay. You learned that already? Shout. You have kind of two cups and it's like something's coming up your throat and out of your mouth and oh, there it is. Okay. Shout. Shout. We shout your and then praise clapping towards heaven. Okay. And then it repeats. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. There's joy in the house, and then our God is surely in this place. So, that's actually a you, our God, but I usually like just sign my in this. I just love to make it personal. My God is here, okay? Here, in our midst. My God's here. My God is here. We won't be quiet. We shout out your praise, and we won't be quiet because we shout out your praise. Okay? Sorry, I got a little confused there with my lyrics. I hope you follow that. Let's do the chorus again. Okay? There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. We won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place. We won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. And then sometimes it repeats and sometimes it doesn't there. We shout out your praise. Okay? We'll do the chorus one more time and then we're going to do the whole thing. Okay, guys? There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. We won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place, and we won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. Okay, from the top, verse 1 and the chorus together. Keep with it. Guys, just keep practicing, and remember, God cares far more about the condition of your heart than the position of your hands. Okay, I make mistakes too. Just keep going. Okay, we worship the God who was. We worship the God who is. We worship the God who evermore will be. He opened the prison doors. He parted the raging seas. My God, He holds the victory. And then that chorus, there's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. We won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is surely in this place. We won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. We shout out your praise. Okay, so practice that as many times as you need to, and when you're ready, you can go on to the next video where we're going to learn verse 2 and the bridge. I hope wherever you are healthy and you are well, and that I'll see you in the next video. Bye. You guys know the drill. Subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any of the future songs. You can also find us on Facebook where we chat a little more about day-to-day life. Hope wherever you are healthy and you are well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.